You know, I found a real gem here in Alabama. It's the Cullman County Museum, and it's located in Cullman, Alabama. And Elaine here is going to tell us a little bit about what you would see when you come here.
Well, we're glad to have you here in the Cullman County Museum this morning. I'm going to start by pointing out the 8 rooms that we have on the main floor. The first room that you'll see when you come in is the archaeology room. We have local points that have been found in and around Cullman County. The 3 tribes of Indians that we have had here are the Creek, Choctaw, and Cherokee. And so we have different points from different time periods that we have found around Cullman County. We also have what we call the Harris Rocker stamped bowl, which is the oldest item we have in the museum. It dates back to about 1830. And it was traded here. It was not native to here, it was traded here by the Indians. And it's unusual to find a bowl that is intact.
Wow.
Ours is completely intact. The next room is what we call our pioneer room. And currently we have a focus on the Civil War. The Spiegel family was here, and they had 19 children. And one of the sons fought for the Confederacy, and one fought for the Union side. So we have a little conversation between the parents and the boys as they told them they were going to war, and the parents trying to keep them here. The Spiegel family, as I said, had 19 children. We have a bed that dates back to the Civil War era, and also a quilt. The bed is a rope bed, which is a highly unusual bed.
Wow.
The next room is our clothing store, and we're featuring again the Civil War, where we have the Union side with the uniforms and the flag on one side, and then on the other side we have the Confederate uniform and the flag, and a little blue check dress that was made by Mahalia McKee, and she picked the cotton, carded the cotton, which is to separate the seeds from the fiber, wove the thread, made the material on a loom, and made the dress. And we point out to the school children, wonder how long it took her to make that dress. She didn't have an opportunity to just go down to the store and buy one. She made the whole thing.
Wow.
From scratch. Then the next room is our main gallery, and currently we're featuring Civil War again. We're helping to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Civil War. And we have several cases down the middle of the gallery that have authentic Civil War items in it. And we're also featuring a map here of the route of Forest and Strait through Cullman County as they fought many skirmishes across the county. The Battle of Crooked Creek was the biggest battle we had here, and we have a little video of that, a reenactment of that battle. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Also in the gallery we have the children's store, which features children's clothes dating back from early 1900s, and we have also we have a display of World War I and II uniforms, and a picture of our frigate ship that was named after Cullman, called the USS Cullman. It was a supply ship for the bigger ships in the Pacific Ocean. It would go out and take supplies, and they would offload their garbage and whatever they needed to take back to the harbor. So we're very proud that we have a ship that was named after Cullman. The next gallery we have, or the next room, is the children's room, and we just have toys and things that children in the early 1900s would play with, and some children's furniture. But we don't really think of it as being as old as it is, because our museum is 40 years old, but these pieces that we have are the late 1800s, early 1900s, so they're over 100 years old.
Wow.
Very, very fragile. The next room is what we call the music room, and again, the Civil War is very popular around here. So we have the Fa Sol La singers, or the Sacred Heart singers, and that type of singing was very popular during the Civil War, and we have little ladies standing in there singing, and you can hear that they're singing Fa Sol La, and not the words of the song, but they're singing the notes of the song, the shaped note words. So we also have a picture gallery of early pictures of Cullman in there. And then the last room on the main floor is the Colonel Cullman room, and it is dedicated to our founder, Colonel John G. Cullman, who came here in 1865 and stayed here and helped develop the community. And that's why we're a historical museum.
I see.
We have the historic artifacts of Cullman County here in our museum, and people can come in and do research in our research room on their ancestors and find out where they lived. We also have the cemetery books so they can look up where they're buried, where the cemetery is. And it's just an exciting time here at the museum. We never know who's walking in the door, where they're from, what they're interested in. And so we just have a good time every day meeting the tourists that come here and getting to know people.
Yeah, and this is an amazing place. All these rooms are separated, so you feel like you're going in and out of history as you're going through it, and they've laid it out really good. Tell us a little bit, like, how can they see what you're doing? How can they get in touch with you and go from there?
We have a website, www.cullmanmuseum.com. We have a Facebook page, Cullman County Museum, and it's updated every day. One of my employees puts a new picture on there every day, and you can get our phone number and our address and our information from our Facebook page. And we are also hosting, the city is hosting our Oktoberfest this year, and it's being run out of the museum this year. My employees are working on Oktoberfest, and so that is a huge German festival, one of the largest in the state, and so we're looking forward to that in October.
There you go. So that's one thing you got to come and visit in North Alabama is the Cullman Museum.